Hey guys. Just waiting. Oh,
What's
there he is.
going on?
What's going on?
Nothing. Let me see.
I had to wear my Kobe shirt for you guys.
Good move.
I should have worn my Kobe jersey.
I know. I had a Lakers jersey too, or like a t-shirt jersey, and I was like, maybe I should wear it. Okay, so everyone, welcome to episode 6 of Talk the Walk. We're gonna talk with the power couple out in Cincinnati. And I went to school with Will. He used to cheat off me. To sit like right behind me. I'm just kidding. Never cheated. And
No
now
comment.
he's out in Cincinnati, Ohio. Jess also went to NYCC as well. You were what, a year behind us?
2.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years behind us. And now you guys are married and live out in Cincinnati, working at what, spending 24 hours together, I think.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Already sick of me.
So you live together, you work together, you work out together.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we talk about your backgrounds, like where you guys are from, what do you guys do now, where do you guys practice, just so everyone kind of has an update.
Sure, go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
So I am from Western New York, so close to Rochester, which is pretty close to where we went to chiropractic school, New York Chiropractic College.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up there, went to St. John Fisher, which is in Rochester, New York, for undergrad. I was a biology major, and I played basketball there for 4 years.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I was at NYCC for 3.5 years, which was a good time. I didn't feed off you, though. Yeah, so when I got out of school, I practiced in Pittsburgh for 2 years.
Okay.
While Jess was finishing school. When she finished, we both moved to Cincinnati together. And
Gotcha.
now we work at Mount Lookout Chiropractic and Sports Injury Center. Yeah, rolling right along.
Okay. Jess? Back.
So I also went to St. John Fisher. I'm from Buffalo, so kept moving east, St. John Fisher, and then NYCC. I played both basketball and soccer at St. John Fisher.
Damn.
Yeah, it was
Sick.
Athlete.
yeah.
Will, come on, man.
I know, right?
You couldn't
I'm not worthy.
pick up another sport?
And then I was involved at NYCC at MPI Club, so I led that for part of my time there, which got us. That's how we met the kings of the practice or who run the practice that we practice at now.
Gotcha.
So it's been a really. I mean, we really enjoy it. We see a lot of people. It's a really successful practice. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, how come you guys didn't choose to practice in Western New York as opposed to going to, let's say, Pennsylvania and then Ohio? So
Yeah.
why Ohio?
Well, New York. If you're in the chiropractic world, you know New York's kind of a tough state for chiropractors. Well, really, medical profession in general. With that being said, it's also not the easiest place to be an adult, like the highest taxes in the country, with the lower reimbursement and then lower scope of practice. So we have more freedom to do what we want in Ohio because we'd like to incorporate rehab, soft tissue. We both do dry needling. Those are some things that we couldn't give patients in New York. So
Gotcha. What are the biggest, I guess, differences between practicing in New York and practicing in Ohio? So what does Ohio allow you to do that's more than New York? Like, I guess one or two of the big things.
Yeah, so in New York, as far as insurance goes, you can only bill for spinal manipulation, which as chiropractors, more of the old school way of thinking, but that used to be really what chiropractors wanted to do, is they wanted to adjust.
Right.
Which, that's fine. Adjusting is super powerful. It's very helpful. But I think it's helpful to be able to give patients exercises, rehab, soft tissue work, dry needling, electric stim, spinal decompression, all those types of things. So in New York, you can't bill for that stuff. You can do it, but it's all like time versus money. Like a lot of chiropractors, if you can't bill for
It's
it,
charity work.
Right. Yeah. And it's just, that's tough. You just can't do it.
Right.
So those are the big things, really. You can't bill for any of that stuff. So therefore, who's going to do it?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't want to have to fight between like giving the patient what they need versus and the time that they need versus being able to make the living that we deserve. So, Ohio was a really good balance of that.
Yeah, I saw that in DC. So I practiced in Washington, DC for a year, and it was very much like that. Like the States is very much like you have to break down your treatment or your therapy into like every little thing that you did and then put it all together and then submit a billing. The way that it works in Ontario is like fantastic. You're going to get 100% of whatever you bill for. So whether it's extended health or whether it's cash patient, you're going to get 100% every single time. The patient has to decide what they want to do. So there's no in-network, out-network. It's more of like, hey, I have insurance. My insurance only covers $50, even though the cost of treatment is $75. Now I have to choose. Do I choose the chiropractor who's offering a treatment for $50, or do I choose a chiropractor who I might have to pay $25 in addition on top out of pocket? So it's totally up to you. But either way, the practitioner gets 100% of whatever they bill for.
Right.
And in Ontario, it's all time-based. So, well, that's how I run it. So for my half an hour, it's a certain rate. For an hour, it's a certain rate. And that's how I bill it. And I can choose to do anything I want in that time. So it's not like manipulation is X number of dollars, 15 minutes of rehab is X number of dollars, it's electrical stim is X number of dollars. It's kind of just like a rate. So I could be a terrible chiropractor and just do 30 minutes of stim.
Right.
Or I can choose to do full out rehab, one-on-one, exercises, hands-on treatment, everything.
Yeah.
So why do you think rehab is so important, and why do you think exercises and movement in general is so important in terms of rehabbing, let's say, a physical injury? Like me and you know, but like I want you to explain it to other people.
Yeah. So whenever someone comes into an injury, I think the rehab part really explains the why. So I mean, you can always treat someone's symptoms, and I think up front you're honest with the patient, like, hey, you're gonna get better here probably quicker than changing your function, but the function is the reason why this happened in the first place. So basically, it's your choice. Like, we can get rid of symptoms like this, all right? But if you don't want to have the same injury back in another 6 months to a year, let's rehab this. Let's make you stronger. Let's treat the stability issue that's underlying for the problem, and really give you some permanent fixes here.
So as athletes going through St. John Fisher, or even before that, did you guys ever see chiropractors or physios like leading through that? Like, was there something that pushed you towards your journey towards becoming a chiropractor?
Yeah, I think you should answer that one.
Yeah. So I hurt my back in high school initially. I think I was a sophomore. I was playing basketball and baseball at the same time. So it was in the spring. I was playing travel basketball then for my high school baseball team. And I saw a chiropractor. He really helped me out, and he kept me going, kept me playing baseball and basketball that season.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that as an athlete. You want to be able to play and play for free. And then when I went to college, I didn't really have any big issues in college, but every once in a while my low back would act up. So I would see a chiropractor through that, and it kept me going. So in the same thing now, I mean, there's no excuse not to get treated now. But I mean, I get treated every week. I always have, just from all the workouts I'm doing, and really our profession itself is pretty physical. Yeah. So, I get treated every week, whether it's getting adjusted or dry needling or whatever.
Right.
And what I'd say our profession, it's almost like you're playing a sport. You're bending over people, moving around.
Yeah, it's very physical and
quick, powerful, athletic movements. So
I think a lot of ART, I only took lower extremity. A lot of ART is about ergonomics. That's what I think was their key message. It wasn't about, like, we know where things attach. We know how things move. We know what a muscle does. We know how to shorten it. We know how to pin it. We know how to lengthen it, right? Yeah. But it's more about the ergonomics and making sure that your thumb isn't in an awkward position when you're applying it over so many patients in the day.
Right. No, I agree with that, because when I was in school, I took upper, lower, and spinal ART. Yeah. And there was a discount, but it's still expensive.
Yeah, it's super expensive.
I don't know if there's any students that are watching this or not, but I would suggest you can do one of them, and then you're certified in ART, and you're going to save a lot of money, and really what the muscles do. So you can, if you take upper, right, exactly.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, I'm not spending the rest of this.
Yeah.
Unless my company's paying for it, I was like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. So I think that's the way to do it, really.
Yeah, and then I also looked at like whether patients are coming in just strictly for ART and whether they're like, that's what I want and that's the practitioner that I want. And if they're chasing that degree, then yeah, sure, I'll say, you know, ART, but I can't call it ART anymore because I'm not certified. I haven't paid that $800 or whatever.
Yeah, you let it lapse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. The guy's a hustler, man. He's making money.
Oh yeah, he's figured it out. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Jess, what about you? What got you into chiro?
Yeah, so I actually had a completely different experience. I did not see a chiropractor during college, and I look back on that, and I can't believe that I didn't. But I took a year off between Fisher and NYCC, and I did a lot of CrossFit. I got into CrossFit, and I met, I don't know if you know Nick Meja. I think he graduated with you guys.
No,
or
he was
before you.
I think he was a year.
Yeah, so
or two ahead of us.
He was a trainer at my CrossFit gym in Buffalo, and he was doing clinic in Buffalo, and
Gotcha.
he introduced me into chiropractic, and I kind of went from there because I was going into exercise science and nutrition from.
Okay, what did you take at St. John Fisher?
I was a history major.
History major?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a big change.
I know.
Yeah.
So I kind of it was not a straight path, but
She's well-rounded.
yeah. I mean, it was meant to be, obviously, but
Right.
not a straight path at all.
Right. Okay. So let's go back even